Greetings, ghouls. Welcome to Deadsville Horror Talk. I'm your host, Ronin James, and way down there to my left is the lovely Steph Infection.
Hey, Scream Hearts.
And between us, the lovely Maddy Meek.
Hi.
Joining us once again, we are here for a special Christmassy episode to review now on Shudder. But me and Maddy saw it in theaters 2 weeks ago.
I think it was 2 weeks ago, yeah.
It's a Wonderful Knife. The mashup between Scream and Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And we just got done watching it on Shudder, where you can stream it now. And if you don't have Shudder, I'm sure it's on Amazon, Video on Demand, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you can find it. And
it was my first time seeing it. And you were rewatching. Yeah.
Steph's first time seeing it, and our second time sitting through it. And we have plenty of thoughts.
Yeah.
But before that, a bit about us. I'm Deadsville director Ronin James. I've been a stunt coordinator for about 20 years. Stuntman, stunt coordinator, now directing, producing content and short films and hopefully feature films very soon as well. Way down there, my partner in crime, Miss Steph Infection, producer, actress, dance choreographer. She'll have some content coming up as well that might involve some fear leading auditions.
And some other stuff.
Yes. And then in between us, Miss Maddy Meek, puppeteer, actress, what else? Prop maker.
Prop maker, puppeteer. We said puppeteer already.
Yes. But also co-star of Black Metal Death Night that you will see soon if you haven't seen some of the previews for already. Plenty of comedic content coming to Deadsville.
We've got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Slay tuned, boo believers.
Yeah.
But, and to do that, you make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, all the call to action stuff, bells, whistles, blah, 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 all that stuff. Make sure that you get the notifications, because the algorithms seem to hate us and don't tell people when we go live or when we have new stuff. Or sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
It happens like a day later for me, even though I have the bell ring. So
I get
it doesn't always work.
Yeah. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. And I know when I upload it, duh. But anyway, try and keep up, and we will keep producing more content.
And you could always email us at deadsvillehardtalk@gmail.com, subject mailbag.
Mailbag.
Yeah. So if you have anything at all, we don't have anything.
No, nothing in this week's mailbag again.
No.
Well,
but if you're watching and you have a small business, you can always DM one of us. If you have any, you could, just put in the subject. It's for Deadsville Horror Talk. If you want to talk about something, if you have a question, DM it, either one of us, Steph Infection or Ronin. We'll answer it. You can forward it to me, and I'll just deal with it. But we want to hear from you, so let us know what you think about everything.
Send us emails.
Yeah, well.
All right. So, It's a Wonderful Knife is a mashup of It's a Wonderful Life and slashers. Scream, I guess, in particular would be the one that most vividly comes to mind.
Yeah, that's why I wore my Ghostface shirt today. I was just like, today's the day for Ghostface.
Yeah.
Good call. Steph has her Christmas shirt on, and I'm just a werewolf.
I'm just a misfit.
Yeah, and I'm just a werewolf.
Yeah.
But yes, this movie is rated R and 127-minute runtime. Now, we will note, I guess, right now that I know there was at least one scene cut that I noted from the theatrical version that Maddy and I saw and what we just watched tonight on Shudder with Steph. There was at least one
So maybe.
missing, so there might be more. We're still, we're going to get into it. But, yeah, looking at the runtime now, I'm wondering if this is theatrical runtime or this is the streaming runtime, because theatrical was definitely longer, because there was stuff missing that I
felt
noticed.
like there was stuff missing that we didn't
catch necessarily.
Yeah, but it did feel shorter, and it felt like there were things missing.
So, yeah, that's right off the bat. But, I mean, one of the things that was missing was a gratuitous brutal kill.
A part of it.
A
Which
piece
is,
of it, yeah.
Which is, yeah, a piece of it. Most of it's still there, but there is a piece of it missing. And yeah, it was weird for that to be something that Shudder cut, I thought. Because I thought
I
that
said
was
the only way is, and I haven't looked to see if they're like, marketing it, like DVDs is like a theatrical.
Probably not. They won't even notice it yet, probably.
I know, yeah. I don't know.
At any rate, we're going to dive into this one, and our first takes will be spoiler-free. So if you haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life, you can keep listening. We will give you a heads up before we break out the shovels and start to spoil the shit out of it and dig deeper. So
Yeah.
let's kick it off with our spoiler-free first takes. All right, we're back.
I was waiting.
Yeah, you were right for that one. All right. This comedy horror mystery, rated R, was written by the same person who wrote Freaky, which was another really good comedy horror movie. And this guy also, the director of this was also one of the writers on Five Nights at Freddy's. So, yeah.
Before we get into all that, you want me to read the synopsis?
I do. Want you
So
to
we
read
know
the
what we're
synopsis.
talking about?
Steph Infection, but just wanted to throw a couple tie-ins there because we've recently reviewed Five Nights at Freddy's, and
but that'll take us down a rabbit hole sometimes
Yeah,
if we start talking.
Let's start talking about that movie again.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, not at all. All right, read that synopsis, Steph Infection.
All right, It's a Wonderful Knife. After saving her town from a psychotic killer, Winnie Carruthers' life is less than wonderful. When she wishes she'd never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where, without her, things could be much, much worse.
Woo!
Yeah, so that's, like I said.
Our synopsis.
a
From
Wonderful
Wikipedia here, It's a Wonderful Knife is a 2023 American slasher comedy film directed by Tyler McIntyre and written by Michael Kennedy. It stars Jane Widdop, Jess McLeod, Joel McHale, Catherine Isabel, William B. Davis, and Justin Long. It is a spin on the 1946 Christmas film It's a Wonderful Life. However, instead of the lead character recognizing his previous good deeds, the character Winnie discovers how many deaths she has prevented in her town. The film was released by RLJE Films on November 10th, 2023, followed by its streaming release on Shudder on December 1st, 2023. It received mixed reviews from critics. Well, I guess I haven't seen a whole lot of reviews on it. Not many people know about it. We were the only ones in the theater for it.
Yeah, there was no one else in the theater.
Played
It was
in
just
one
us.
single theater within a 100-mile radius, and one showing at 9:50 at night we were able to catch.
That was the only showing, wasn't it?
That was it.
For that day.
One
at least.
showing that day,
Yeah.
every day. It was one. There was just
It
one
was
showing.
just the one. Yeah, I
It was
guess it
there
really
for-
wasn't advertised.
Was there for maybe a week, and nobody else even knew it was out. I didn't. The only reason I knew it was out was because I started going live that week and did the 5 movies or 5 Christmas movies that were
Yeah.
coming out, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's coming to the theater.
He read it, and
we
I was like,
watched the-
I need to watch that.
yeah. So that's the new thing, the mashup movie. This is, you could tell the well's running dry when they just start taking X and Y and just smashing them together.
I mean, I'm not against it though.
I'm not against it either.
I
You just see
it.
it's
I like
so much.
spinning it.
It's so much.
Yeah.
It's so much now. There's so much of it going on.
It's
That's
got to be
the-
done. It's got to be done well,
Right.
and kind of witty, and this had its moments, and then it didn't. So I mean,
Well, it's all going to come down to the
Yeah.
writing. That's what's going to set a good one apart from a bad one. Anybody, as we've seen, anybody can take an IP that becomes public domain, Winnie the Pooh, and throw a mask on a person and call it a slasher movie and cash in on crap.
yeah.
But seeing somebody actually write a decent script with some good characterization and
Yeah.
character development and stuff, that was pretty good. And also be able to deliver with some fast pace and high tension kills. That's better execution. That's what we want.
True.
So, all right, where do you guys fall on this one? Where do you think? Let's go with our first takes.
Real quick, before I do that, did you say that the director is the same director for Tragedy Girls?
I did not. We didn't get into the director.
Okay, because I just saw it because you mentioned it. I
guess we jump to that real quick. Yes, he's the director is known for Tragedy Girls. He did a VHS 99 segment called The Gawkers. He was a writer on Five Nights at Freddy's. He's a writer on this.
Tragedy Girls, that's about it on that.
Hey, he was a director on Sasquatch Sketch Comedy.
Oh, that's my show.
Steph's family show.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of shorts and stuff like that before that.
I come from a long line of comedians.
Tyler McIntyre is the director's name. And
it was directed well.
Yeah, Tragedy Girls was a fun little movie too. I enjoyed that one as well. Our writer is Michael Kennedy. And he was also the writer on Freaky with Vince Vaughn. If you remember, was like the Freaky.
I liked that one.
Freaky Friday meets slasher.
But that was more. That was a comedy.
Absolutely.
That was fun. Mm-hmm. I liked that movie. I like that movie more than I liked this one, especially the writing. This writing was it was good. Like you can't when you're working with a story that kind of already exists. You just have to like punch in some things. It was fine. It wasn't like I saw everything coming. I didn't except that one that.
We'll get to the one twist. I saw it right before it happened. I picked up on it, and we'll get there. But all right, enough about them. Let's talk about the cast because that's what's gonna sell you. They got great performances in this movie.
Yeah.
Jane Widdop, I've not watched before. I haven't watched Yellow Jackets, so.
She's in
she's in Yellow Jackets, and I have no idea. I have not watched it, so I have not seen her in anything else. But she was really good in this. She was, solid as our Winnie Carruthers, and she plays the George.
Her. She's cute.
She's our George.
She's George Bailey. Yeah.
Our George Bailey character, or so it seems. Her father's played by Joel McHale, who we know from Talk Soup, and Maddy knows more from Community.
Yeah, he was really good in Community.
Depends on, I guess, what you.
He's a comedian,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think he did a really good job with this role.
Yeah, he was good he plays a good dad.
He does, yeah, for sure. He's got that dad face too. That he's got. He looks like a dad.
Yeah, definitely. Justin Long, genre mainstay. We love Justin Long, of course. Usually, when you see Justin in a movie, he's about to die, or he's going to die at some point. So, but this one was good. He got to have a little fun and play
the villain,
the town's villainous.
He's the mayor without getting into too many details, but he's very just materialistic.
Oh yeah, he's that guy.
You can see it from the opening scene.
He's got the teeth done, and he's tan, and the blue contacts, and
dyed blondish hair. Kind of looked like Trumpish.
He was.
Villainous.
The coif.
Yeah. You're like, I hate your face.
We had Catherine Isabel, another genre mainstay from Ginger Snaps.
Yes.
You guys will recognize. She was awesome as Aunt Gail.
Gail Prescott after Gail and
Prescott
Sydney.
And Gail, yes, Gail Weathers.
Yeah,
Very good
Gail
homage
Weathers.
there. There are a ton of homages in here. That was just when you watch this movie, you'll spend so much time picking up little Easter eggs in there and that's even going back the second time I was noticing little things that I didn't catch the first time.
That's the point of this movie.
They do a really great job of nodding to all of the movies that they're borrowing from. We had other casts that I didn't recognize.
No, I like the guy that played Buck Waters.
Yeah, Sean Deppner. He was funny.
I don't know if I've
funny.
seen him in anything.
Jess McLeod as Bernie. Weirdo. She was good. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she was definitely my favorite character.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Cassandra Naud as
know.
Karen. I've seen her in a couple other things. But other than that, there's a young cast in here, obviously. Young teen high school fodder for the meat grinder. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they do a good enough job. I mean, the main cast carries this one, and it's mostly, Jane.
The mom
Jeff,
is known for being in just like Christmas movies. She must be like
really?
a Hallmark person because it's
funny.
just Christmas, and then It's a Wonderful Knife. She's got that. I mean, there's Engaged
feel
to
like
Be
I've
Murdered.
seen-
She's got a couple things, but it's funny that there's Joy for Christmas, Picture of Christmas, Cranberry Christmas. Like,
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
she's got that Hallmark face.
if you can make a living on Hallmark, do it.
Yeah. I mean, Lacey Chabert is doing it now, and what's her name? DJ Tanner. What the heck's her name? Her real name?
Yeah. I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see Lacey
They're all,
Chabert
yeah.
on it. Yep. Yeah, so that's in our trivia right there. That Catherine Isabel plays a character named Gail Prescott, paying homage to the character of Sidney Prescott, Gail Weathers from Scream.
Yep. That's why I said it.
I read it on the thing. I didn't know that they. I didn't
The
know
whole
that.
point is just putting it out there.
I didn't realize that IMDb picked it up too.
Yeah, so, all right, so we giving first takes, or?
Let's do it. Go ahead. You're up first, Steph
Okay.
Infection.
So, I waited to watch, I watched the trailer, when you had put it on the live stream. I was very excited for this. I love It's a Wonderful Life. And then after hearing your spoiler-free, you, like, kind of amped it up in my head, where I have to say I did not like it as much as you liked it the first time. So I thought it was okay. I think it's definitely worth a watch if you're a horror fan, and Christmas time. I thought it was fun. Like, the kills are fun, it's slasher fun, but it's just, it's a good, okay movie. Like, I don't know if I'll ever rewatch it, but maybe at Christmas time. But, like, I liked it. I didn't, it was just, I'm just
Fair enough.
in the middle on it. It's
Fair
fine.
enough.
It's not like a great movie. It's just a fun movie.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Next.
I really like the movie. I'm not really familiar with It's a Wonderful Life. I don't really know much about it. I get the idea of it. So this is actually pretty fresh
Wait a
and
minute.
new
Wait
for
a
me.
minute. Wait a minute.
No, I haven't seen it.
No. We gotta stop. You've never seen It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
What?
I haven't seen a lot of things.
Oh my God. Movie night. It's a classic.
I've heard good things about it.
Oh.
It's this without
it a
the
Christmas
killing.
movie?
It's a Christmas movie.
Is
It's
it?
this without the killing.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
yeah, the guy does.
Yeah,
the
that's what I
That's the
assumed
whole
it was.
point. Yeah.
But no, like I understand that, and like I get the idea of it. But anyway,
We're watching this,
You
people.
don't have to.
I didn't
see
think
it
there was
to-
people in the United States didn't see that movie. That
see, I'm not very well versed in Christmas movies. I watch The Grinch every year, and that's it.
all right, I'll let it pass.
But no, we will watch it for sure. Yeah,
I
we'll
love
have
it.
a movie night. But with It's a Wonderful Knife, I thought it was really well done. I felt like the story was very engaging. It kept my interest the whole time. I really love all of the character development, and I felt like the ending was nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's all I'll say about that for now. But
Yeah.
overall, yeah, I would totally recommend it if you like horror movies and if you like Christmas movies too.
Oh, excuse me. Well, I've already done my spoiler-free review and recommended it, so you've probably heard all this before. But I really loved it. I don't know if there was. I loved it.
You loved it?
I saw it in the theater, and I don't know if there was stuff missing, maybe more that I'm noticing that didn't add up for you, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I like.
Don't get me wrong.
From
I
the
don't.
first kill
yeah, I
in the
wanna,
theater, I was like, wow, fuck, they like.
Yeah, I missed that
Like,
first
when we
kill
did-
too in the theater.
And yeah, I want to. We'll discuss it when we get to the spoilers, but yeah, man, I just thought like the design of the angel killer was really cool. I like the knife that he's running around with the wings on it. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of a generic slasher plot, but the slasher whodunit-ness aspect of it, that is kind of secondary to just not just one character. It's essentially two characters finding their worth, and so you know, I felt, and again, it's not perfect, but I felt it held up solid as a slasher, and was a fun little Christmas movie as well. So.
And I agree with you there. I think it's fun, especially if you're like a slasher fan, a Scream fan. It's a Wonderful Life, because I'm like, oh, it's just doing this like George Bailey or this, and like it was fun, but you know, it's just predictable. It's like I knew every single thing that was going to happen, even with the characters.
Yeah, but we get that a lot with movies. I mean,
Which
there's
was
movies
fine.
where I know
So-
everything that's about to happen.
But that's why we're
sitting there. I'm like, he's about to do this.
we got to be hard
He
critics
does
too.
it.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I liked it. I recommend it. I think you should see it. But overall, it's a decent movie. It's not great.
All right. Well,
It's just a decent movie. It was fun. It was fun. Like I liked all the kills too. But
yeah. I mean,
you
we'll
know.
check what the Rotten Tomatoes score
it was like
is.
50. Hold on, here it is.
Well, they have two different scores
I
on
know.
Rotten Tomatoes.
So thank you for that. I knew that. 54% tomatometer, and the audience score was 72%.
Okay.
Which that seems about correct.
Yeah.
You
that's
know,
fine.
it's just
Critics
yeah.
don't, you know. Yeah, I'd put it in that. I maybe liked it a little more than most people, but
I'd probably
what
give
it is.
it a 70. I think I would give it a 70. Like it's a good movie. It's
Yeah, it's a pretty
decent.
solid movie.
yeah. All right. So we all recommend it.
It's no Onyx or anything, but you know.
Well, okay.
That's gonna be hard to beat. It's gonna be hard to beat that.
Nothing's going to top Onyx, but I mean, you know,
I'm just kidding.
once you've seen Onyx, you're spoiled.
No. This was really good, especially for Christmas. Like Thanksgiving was a great like holiday movie. Like so, I still got the ick from it. This one's really good. There's other Christmas horrors that were like, you know, they're just fine. But this is good. This is definitely something worth seeing.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our first takes. At this point, we are about to break out the shovels, so if you haven't seen It's a Wonderful Knife and you don't want it spoiled, you should hit pause, go subscribe to Shudder, watch It's a Wonderful Knife, and then come back and listen to the rest of the show, because pass me a shovel, Steph Infection. It's time to dig deeper!
Bonk.
Oh, did you bonk me?
Yeah.
Oh, give me that shovel so I can dig deeper.
You got a concussion?
I got a concussion. I'm concussed.
Trying so hard. You hit us with the boogity boogity boo?
You didn't get me the first time, but that one.
All right, gotcha. All right.
You got me that time.
I got one jump. Woo! All right, we are back
My heart jumped.
to dig deeper. It's spoiler time, and
Yeah.
let's kick it off. So, right off the bat, I think the very first trailer I watched for this, they didn't show that Justin Long was the killer. But right away, I was just like, he's the killer.
Oh, well, his face and his teeth.
Yeah,
Like,
just
he's
like the way he.
The way he acted,
just
yeah,
like
just
his
he was just
personality,
he was just so
too-
slimy.
He reminded
He was
me
so,
of
like-
somebody. Oh
He
God!
like didn't even feel real. Like he's
Oh
like,
yeah,
not
he's a
even
total
real
cartoon
person.
character of a fucking
Yeah.
slimy
Like,
mayor.
and he had like he put on such a perfect voice for it too. Like,
Yeah.
Although having the big fake teeth helped. He had that.
Yeah.
like I didn't
bridge.
notice that until you
Oh,
mentioned
yeah,
it, and then I was
Oh,
like,
the veneers,
oh, yeah.
like?
Yeah, he had veneers.
Oh,
in.
yeah,
It
it
was
was
so
obvious.
I noticed the like the blue contacts, but I didn't catch the teeth until you mentioned
And
that.
the blondish hair. God,
Yeah.
he looked like
And
somebody.
the tan, the fake tan, the spray
Yeah.
tan. and all
He's got that perfect smile like for this character.
And right away, you just know how he's
Yeah, like he's a
materialistic
scumbag.
in this.
Yeah. So yeah, that was good. We got to-
It's gonna kill me. He looks like a character that like smiles with big teeth, and I can't think of who it is now. It's going to drive me crazy. I'll think of it as soon as we stop recording.
Tony Robbins, the self-help guy.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I might, but I don't know that person by name.
He's like a self-help guy. He used to be on TV all the time. A big smile with big teeth. Yeah. Tony Robbins.
I know who it is. It's the dad in... Oh, God, what did we just watch?
I don't know.
Keep talking. I'm going to
Yeah,
get
you're
it.
getting us off track here.
Nope, go.
Hey, this had an award win. Look at that. The Toronto After Dark Film Festival. It won the After Dark...
The dad in Thanksgiving. What's his name?
Rude, I'm reading. Hello. Wow, do you see what I have to deal with? The amateur antics I have to put up with here? I'm trying to bring you guys content. And I just
Sorry.
interrupted me here.
Go
As I
on.
was saying, It's a Wonderful Knife was a 2023 winner at the After Dark Film Festival, the Toronto After Dark Film Festival, winning the After Dark Spirit Award. Best film to watch with a crowd. All right, that's cool.
That would be fun with a crowd. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
counts.
tension, and that's what I liked about it too. Was like just when, like it was kind of like with Thanksgiving, just like when there's like a lull and you think they're safe, all of a sudden, rah, the killer's right fucking there on top of them.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was funny with the. When Bernie had the scissors at the one point, she's like, "How do I know it's you're not
And it comes
how
through
you're
the
not the
window.
killer?" And he's like, "Shh, okay, you're not the killer."
Yeah, I saw that come. I'm like, well, the killer's going to pop out at any moment. Yeah. I was thinking of the dad in Thanksgiving, Hoffman. I just had it up.
Okay.
His
Well, now that
teeth.
you got his big teeth guy, okay, you happy now you got your big teeth guy in? Thanks. Okay, can we move on with this movie now? Thanks.
Well, you just brought up Thanksgiving again.
I did not. Anyway, so this thing starts off with a killer on the loose in Angel Falls, and
Just like Bedford Falls, right? Isn't it Bedford?
is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
And
only
It's a
watched It's
Wonderful
a
Life?
Wonderful Life like once or twice.
Oh my God.
And then every time after that, it's just playing on the TV in the background.
Yeah,
and
it's always just on. Yeah.
So it's not
I
like
haven't sat
That's what I
through.
mean. Like I've sat through beginning to end only like once or twice in my lifetime, but it's just always on a TV. Around
it is.
Christmas, so there's always scenes, and I'm always like,
Yeah.
oh George.
I know. It's always just on. I haven't actually sat down to watch it. White Christmas is my movie that I have to watch.
Black Christmas is the movie I watch every year, the
Well-
original.
Yeah, I watch that too. Talking about classic Christmas.
Yes, classic Christmas movies. Black
Yeah.
Christmas. Yes.
Die Hard.
All right. So anyway, she starts off in the regular universe, and the killer starts killing people. Well, we meet her family, and the brother's gay, and the aunts are gay, and there's a lot of gay in this movie. Be ready. It's very LGBTQRS
Stop. I don't.
Plus.
Stop.
plus oriented.
No, representation is
Yeah.
what it's showing.
Yeah, representation.
That's what it is, and it's not overdone. It's just there. It seems very natural in
Yeah,
the
I think
beginning.
it's very natural, I think.
At one point, it does not become natural to me.
I mean, I guess.
No, it was totally natural. It seemed completely fine
Okay.
with the aunts and the brother. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. And eventually the sister.
And it felt forced at the very end. It felt so
I
forced.
still feel like there's
We
scenes
disagree on
missing.
that because of
And
the
that's very possible.
possible
that there's
scenes
more.
that are missing,
I
but
really feel like there was something missing.
I just feel like it just
Because it
you
felt
know,
really unnatural this time.
And
but
that-
in the theater, it felt natural, which
and yeah,
throws
and
me off.
I get that. I just feel like the brother and the sister. I don't know. I'm like, okay, now you're just forcing too many people in this. You know, like something that's a small community, a minority. Like, what? I don't understand why you're forcing it so much. And it seems so natural and fine until that very last moment. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. That just, it seemed like it was forced. So,
I mean, for me, I don't know. I don't think it ever felt forced. I felt like there was a lot of representation.
No, the ending, just that end kiss.
Yeah, she's just talking about
that's
the end
it.
of it.
That's the only
the
forced part
ending.
because it blindsided me. I was like,
Right. But
there
what
was
I'm
no
saying is, I
flirting,
didn't
there
feel
was no
that.
nothing.
I didn't feel that because I think we were missing some scenes. So
I think especially in the movie theater, I felt like there were scenes missing when they were both in the movie theater.
yeah.
And like I just remember, like just 'cause
That
you
would
could tell
make
that
more sense.
you
Yeah.
could tell that Bernie likes her in the beginning. Like you could tell like throughout the movie that Bernie likes Winnie.
And see, I didn't get that here. It just seemed like she wanted a friend. Like the whole movie.
This version of the movie, it totally feels like they're just friends. But in the theater, you could tell like Bernie gives her these eyes as she like starts to like her over time. And like you could just like feel that tension when we saw it in the theater. But this time, you didn't catch that.
Yeah,
I
so-
really feel like there's stuff missing in the Shudder version of
Shudder
it.
version.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of our friends like went and saw this in the theaters too. Like people were traveling, people were posting on your original
They were
post.
trying to, if they could find
A couple
it.
people did. So if anybody did go to see it, and you watched the Shudder version, maybe like call out. And did Jesse Zito ever get there? Because I feel like he might watch
Yeah, I don't
it.
know.
Yeah,
Jesse
I
be
would
the
love
one
to
that
hear
would know.
someone else's.
Yeah,
if they saw it in the theater. Like I want to hear what someone else has to say.
I'm
too.
curious because I love a good like, oh, they're in love, and at the end they get together, and I love that about a movie. But this just it blindsided me. It felt like she just wanted somebody to accept her, and she didn't have any friends. People were calling her weirdo. I never once, the whole time, I'm like, she's accepting her. They're going to be best friends now. Like, they're friends. They didn't, they held hands. I held hands with my girlfriends. Like, I fall asleep on my...
Yeah, but I will say too,
it wasn't
also,
flirty.
the kiss didn't seem like a, I don't know, it almost didn't even seem like a very sexualized kiss. It
You
just
don't
felt
do
like
that. It didn't seem natural. It felt forced. Like...
all right. if
I
you
thought
say
they were
so.
going to hug, and I was like, whoa, wait, what? Now they're in a relationship? Because then she goes and she remembers, and they're like, I don't know. It just seemed off to me. I did not like that. I felt like it felt
Something
forced.
else that kind of makes that feel forced is the very end when she goes to Bernie's house. It feels like they're best friends. It doesn't. You don't really feel any like kind of romantic connection between them
Yes!
at the very, very end, but you do in the other universe. I
don't know.
I think so.
It was a
But,
little off to me, but yeah, they did. She was like, oh, I remember, and they hug, and
Yeah, it seemed like a best friend moment. and
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a relationship.
Oh.
the kiss
You
just
say
seemed.
so.
Yeah, it do. Yeah, it seemed very forced. Not natural. But maybe I'm wondering if they did cut some stuff out.
I
you
really
know?
feel like they did.
Yeah.
It felt so much more naturally. Like you pick up on so much more like in the theater version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
so
is
I'm
like
wondering-
it's confusing me. It's like so badly
'Cause
It's
you're
just
like, I felt this
I
way.
remember this,
But now this
I
is
feel
happening.
this way.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I was kind of blindsided, but it was still like it was nice that they found each other and just. Yeah, but other than that, I mean everything. So what other kills did we like? What are you reading?
Yeah, I was just looking through some of the stuff. I mean, I just feel like they toned down. I mean, we could talk about the candy cane kill. I mean, that's the first big
Yeah,
kill,
do that.
and that's
'Cause you-
what's missing. I mean,
especially now that we're talking
We're in
about it.
spoilers, and that's what's missing. So they, like right off the bat, we meet the daughter of the guy who won't sell his business to Justin Long's character, and she's going out for the night. And as soon as she leaves, he gets his throat slit by the angel. We meet the angel. He bursts through the snowman and slices. And that was kind of cool, where he through the snowman and all. We see the angel costume and all that. But
Yeah.
the throat cut was kind of a effect.
It was decent.
Yeah, it was okay
Blood was
enough.
good.
Yeah, it was all right enough. But then we get to the girl, the granddaughter now is walking down like candy cane, like walkway in the Winter Wonderland party, and they stop to kiss. And she's like, "Oh, what did you eat?" Because she's like, "His breath's bad or
Oh,
something." And
she's
she
got
steps
blood
back
on
and
her-
she's got blood on her lip. And it turns to him, and he's got blood coming out of his mouth. And in the theater, we see the point of the big ass candy cane come through from the back of his head, out of his mouth, towards the camera. and spray blood. And then it reverse cuts to the POV of the girlfriend, and she gets the blood sprayed on her and starts screaming. And then it cut to that profile view of the big long candy cane sideways sticking out, so you can see the point here and the candy cane here, and you see that wider, like that medium shot.
And
so
they showed his face.
They showed his
and
face.
the blood coming out.
And then they cut the candy cane jutting out towards the camera for some reason.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why.
I don't get it.
I don't get it
know
either.
why Shudder cut
that's
that.
so strange.
I don't know if Shudder cut it. Did the producers cut it for the Shudder cut? I don't understand. I really don't understand. It was a great fucking kill.
It sounds like it.
And it kind of like, and that was the thing when we watched the trailer. That was one of the things that I liked about the trailer, because they show you that kill in the trailer.
Oh, do they?
They show you the beginning of it. They don't show you the candy cane through his head from the side view. They show you the girl taste the blood, and then it cuts to his face, and he starts to cough up the blood, and it cuts away just before the point of the candy cane comes through.
And that's what we see in this.
Right, and it's the exact same thing. So, like, I like that they showed that in the trailer, and then when I went and saw the movie, there was that extra burst from the candy cane. I was like, oh, shit. I thought they spoiled that kill in the trailer. They didn't spoil it. Because you still didn't know that it was a candy cane coming through his head. You just saw blood.
Yeah.
And then, it was awesome. I really wanted to see that shit come out of his mouth, because it was a really good effect. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
wonder if you
unfortunately
can-
missed that. I was in the bathroom during that kill, so I didn't even get to see the scene that was cut.
so yeah, that's one of the things that I noticed in this cut that was.
And I wonder
literally
if you can rent it or buy it somewhere else. You know.
And if they have the
it'll-
full version,
maybe. Yeah, it's worth seeing.
I'm just
if anyone
surprised
has
that
it.
Shudder would censor anything, really. If it's about censorship, it might
It
not
wouldn't be about censorship with them. It would
I
be
wouldn't
about something
think,
else.
but I don't know.
There's no way that's about censorship.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the hell to make of it. It's weird. So weird. But so that kill was a little dampened. But so then the girl screams and runs, and the angel chases her, and she gets to like the where the rest of the party's still going on, up to the door, and we see her get stabbed up against the door.
That's one thing that surprised me. Like, I just thought, I didn't know what to think. I just thought they were going to find them dead, but the fact that she goes running up to the door, I'm like, damn. I'm like, this is like Scream, where they just, killers don't care.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they don't care how many people, all those people can take him on, you know what I mean? And like, it's like, what are they superhuman? That they just don't care? I mean, in Scream, they've proven to be, but... Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, you're running up to all these like football players and shit, like, and not caring.
Well, they were all inside, so I mean,
I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
you
they
figure
didn't
he
even
could run
notice,
up and
did
get
they?
a
He
few
just-
stabs in before they get to the door, and he'd take
Right,
take
because
off
like
and be
the
gone.
angels are pretty swift.
yeah.
Like he's pretty swift.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say.
And this was one moment where, at the time, I thought it was two killers at one time, because when she goes to get her brother, and like he's on the ground, and then they go around the house, I'm like, oh, I guess he's just going around this way. But it seemed really quick that he was just there right before she kills him.
Yeah.
That was a cool
Which
little.
is very,
but-
very ghost face.
Yeah. That's why I
Totally.
thought it was like, oh, maybe it's two. No, it's just one. But the whole two killer thing came out later, so it was, that was cool. His death scene, I don't know if that would really
Whose?
happen, like electrocute just from that battery.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Was
yeah,
it
I don't
running
think
on
you can-
something?
Was it connected? Was it a generator?
Oh, was it a generator?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was the generator that.
So then, yeah, it won't shut off.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought it was a random battery on a piece
No,
of
that was the
equipment. I'm
generator
like,
that they used to start the party. When the party started, they were like, "Oh yeah," and it turned on all the lights and stuff.
That
Oh
makes
yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So it was cool, and his.
So yeah, that's how she kills him. Is with the the battery fries him, and she takes the mask off. We see it's Justin Long, and then we fast forward a year.
To a year,
right?
yeah.
So it's Halloween. It's Christmas. The following year, and the town's pretty much like ignored it. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
nobody's talking
especially
about
the
it.
parents, and people are just, moving on. But, and she's like, and you even said at one point, you're like, what? They're like overly okay, like
Yeah,
and
like
happy
they-
and stuff. But I think
Yeah.
I started at the end. I didn't say this earlier, but I think they did it in that way. So when they were so depressed and the opposite, it was like very obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that they
so
were,
it could be
like-
for effect. But yeah, I
Yeah.
did feel like the way that they were really just trying to like not think about it and like completely disregard everything that Winnie's like talking about and being concerned about. It's like she killed somebody. Yeah, like, and your family isn't there for you. I was just like, what?
They're
This
very
is-
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
kind
and
of
I was
people.
like, man. But then again, their gifts towards her in that universe were very. They weren't thinking of her; they were thinking of themselves when they bought her gift in that universe. So maybe,
Yeah, that was
maybe
a
they really
big
just don't
thing with
care.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we get here is she gets the sweatsuit from the dad, and her brother gets a big ass truck. And
Yeah.
and that's when she like explodes on the family. Like,
And
why
she
aren't we
feels
talking about it? My best friend's
unappreciated.
dead, and all that. And nobody's saying anything. She feels unappreciated, obviously, but she feels like, everything.
They were like, "This is what you needed."
Everything that they bid
Yeah.
as she was through, like, doesn't matter. Like, everybody just kept going about their fucking
And it's them just trying to move on.
right.
And
Just keep going about your
Yeah,
day and
sweep
no
it under the
grieving,
rug.
nothing. Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
so she goes and cries and goes to the Aurora Borealis.
well, I even said that. I was like, "Where are they in Alaska?" Like, and that's what was cool. That was addressed later when Bernie was like, "Yeah, we shouldn't even see these lights." Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh," because I mean, you can in upstate, like what New York and
Yeah.
probably Maine and kind of in certain, but I didn't know where we were. I don't.
Yeah, they never established that.
No,
ever
which
in the
is
movie.
cool, but she even said we're not close enough to the Arctic, and I was like, oh, so.
So yeah, that's when they did
That's
the whole
not
discovering and all. But we'll get there. That's once we cross over to the other side. So yeah, she wishes that she was never born. Say everybody'd be better off without her. Nobody cares, and all the power goes out. And yeah, just like I said, there's no time for trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. She
Yeah.
goes up to somebody and says, "Hey, buddy, you feel the power?" And he spins around, he's got a knife in his eye.
That was a cool little spot, yeah.
And out pops the angel. He's alive, and she screams, and it's just like, wow. Again,
Yeah.
it's that moment.
Because you don't have that crossover, but it is. It's just like it's a Wonderful Life where he like just saves the what's his name, the angel, and gets out, and they go up, and his cut lip is no longer cut, and he doesn't feel like there's no change. That's why like Bertie's like, was it like being born in reverse? And she's like, no, I just was like here, like it just changed, and that's kind of how it happened in the original movie. So I thought that was cool. That she has like completely is unexpected that the killer's still alive,
Right.
And they're like, oh, how many murders? 26, 27 or something like
27,
that?
yeah.
And the dude says it with like a smile on his face. Oh, 26, 27.
And that was the fun brother who's now sheriff.
Buck, yes.
Buck, yeah.
Buck, who's
He's like, put
was
the
not
caution tape
qualified
up.
for
We
the
needed to
job."
look a little bit more cautious. Something
a little more cautious. And let's get a canine down here. We don't really need it, but I think it'll pick up the vibe.
Yeah, that was good. I loved it.
Oh, we meet Buck in the regular universe. He's like TikToking, and he's like, "Hey,
No,
if you ever want
OnlyFans.
yeah,
OnlyFans,
no,
yeah.
but he's
TikToking,
He's
yeah.
TikToking. Hey, hey, TikTok. If you ever wanted to see my dick, Merry Christmas, because he just made an OnlyFans.
Yeah. And then when his brother dies the year later, he's like so depressed,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
he
like
freaks
he
out on
doesn't
her.
know what to do with himself.
Well, that's one thing that also triggers her. He sees her on the street and snaps on her in that one scene where he gets in her face. I should end you and all that.
Yeah.
And that's part of her
Guilt.
guilt, trauma, everything else, and just feeling like not appreciated or anything.
Yeah. Like I freaking killed somebody that was killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's batting
Yeah.
an eye at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So we get to we get over to the other side, and we get our first kill, and yeah, she goes to Buck, and he's like, oh, 26, 27. Now it's become commonplace. Even though this is a year later, realize we're on the other side of the alternate timeline in this universe, jumping fiasco. And she...
Oh, this was good when the mayor comes up.
Well, she's sitting and talking to Buck, and she's saying, I know who did it.
Yeah.
And, oh, you're a witness? But also she realizes that Buck doesn't recognize her.
No.
And she doesn't realize that Buck is, when did you become sheriff? And he's telling her, oh, well, the sheriff was killed a year ago. And she's like, she's like, you know me, Buck. What do you mean? And he's like, okay, stranger. And, it was like that whole, that's that first, we first get the inkling, and she's first starting to see that it worked.
And then when the mayor brother comes up, and Buck's like, oh, we have an eyewitness.
We have a witness.
We have a witness. She said she knows who did it. And he's like, oh. And he just hugs her. I was like, unwanted touch, unwanted touch.
Personal space here. Give you a hug. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like the way the camera angle was for that too, like you really get kind of close. Like it almost feels like
You felt uncomfortable.
We all felt
uncomfortable. I felt that hug.
Yeah, I know. That funny uncle
Justin
hug.
Long's hot breath on my neck.
I felt like the camera was
Big
close
teeth.
close to his head when he was hugging her.
And he smells like self-tanner. Yeah. But that was funny because she looks like she's very... her acting was good because you could see it. She's so like, what the fuck?
It's like I'm seeing a ghost.
Yeah.
It's like she's killed
and then
this
it
dude,
kind of
and
she realizes it, and that quickly she has a little bit of comedic relief with him, and she's like, no, I don't remember. I didn't see him, but she's like, he was about your size, Mayor. And I was like, ooh, yeah, go girl. Let him know that you know.
I also want to note that any point in the movie where she's super distressed, the way that they do her makeup around her eyes really brings out that distress. I feel like they added a little bit of purple around her eyes.
Yeah, she had
and it looks really, really good.
Well, she had purple eyeshadow on.
But I mean around
so
all
she
around.
probably,
It looks like she didn't sleep.
Yeah.
When we get to the 1 year later portion, she hasn't slept. They
did a really good job with that.
They did the sunken eyes thing, and she was she looked pretty ragged.
Yeah.
All right, so then the Angel, as he is dubbed, is still on his killing spree. And who else? I mean,
and it's every couple weeks, they say.
Yeah, every couple weeks. So, of course, like anybody, Winnie goes to her family's house and knocks at the door and tries to convince them who she is. They're don't believe
depressed.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dad flips out. He says, I don't have a daughter. I had one son. And she comes to find out that her brother, without her being there, was murdered. Since she wasn't there to save him, her brother was killed.
Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? It's happening. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, well, yeah.
He died. He never goes to war because he died in the lake that day because George didn't save him.
Yep. So, she wasn't there to save her brother, and now the whole family's falling apart. Mom's a mess. And got her boy toy on the couch with her, and Dad's...
That's the second one. She's just drinking. She's like, Mom, are you drinking? And she was just out of it, and then...
No, but the dude was there, too.
Oh, no, that was the second time she went, because she was like,
yeah, I think she was alone the first time.
She was alone the
in a
first
chair.
time. 100% sure on this. She did not see that guy, because the second time she goes back...
The first time she goes there, she was like, I said to leave it outside, because she thought she was the pizza
guy.
girl.
Yeah, she was by herself.
And then she starts over.
The aunt's there.
But then the aunt... I don't know.
Yeah,
I remember
no guy there.
The boy toy was there at one point, though.
The second time, when she went back and she talked the aunt into believing her, because she was like, who is that? And she was like,
Yeah, but the mom's looking at her like, you have my Ambien? And the guy's like, yeah, you got her Ambien?
And they're looking under the pillows and stuff.
So the whole town's a mess. Yeah, and at the party they're all smoking meth.
Crack.
Is it crack?
Crack pipes.
It
could be either, really. I guess I don't know. But they were crack pipes.
Yeah, crack piping it. So yeah, the same party a year ago where they were eating gummies, throwing gummies at each other.
But even at that point, I turned to you and I was like, how many wheat gummies are they eating? This is a lot.
She just kept going and going.
I know. I'm like, this is a lot of wheat gummies. I would die.
I would die too.
I know.
Yeah, but you guys die with one weed gummy.
I can't even have one. Yeah, that's true. No chance.
Half of one even.
Yep.
No, thank you.
So yeah, he kills some people at the party. He kills that dude at the party, right? But she at the party goes, and that's where she meets Weirdo, and her and Weirdo connect, right? She gets chased out of her parents' house.
Yeah.
And she goes to the Christmas party where everybody's smoking the meth, and snaps on the people having the one girl smoking the meth and tells her lips look like a butthole.
Yeah.
Remember, she's like, oh, people have been murdered for a year and you're throwing a fucking party and still being mean to this girl, and she grabs Weirdo and leaves, and that's like the hero moment for her in Weirdo's eyes.
And
that was like,
I was like, it's definitely crack, because she was not amped up enough to be meth. She was like laying on the couch all out of it and stuff. But yeah, she's like, you guys are still being mean to her after everything that's happened, and yeah, and she's like, what did she say? I'm grieving or something.
Yeah, she has some sort of excuse.
Yeah. So they leave. They go to Bernie's house. This is when we start hearing about Bernie's like life. Like, oh, my dad left. I walked in, Mom, whatever. We get all these backstories and stuff. And you start to see her opening up and them becoming friends, or more than friends.
well, they don't go to Bertie's house. They go to the movie theater where Bertie works.
No, they go to her house.
Oh, they go to her house first, and then they go to the theater.
Killer comes through,
Oh,
so they
that's
have to
what-
leave the house,
yeah,
and that's why they sleep in the theater.
Well, that's right, because then while they're at Bernie's house, she gets the text alert that somebody was killed at the party. And
Yeah.
that's when she gets suspicious and pulls the scissors,
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
like, how do I know you're not the killer? Dude was killed at the party,
Yeah.
and she was like, I was with you. She's like, you went outside, though.
yeah.
And then smash, Angel, Chase, and they go to the movie theater that Bernie works at,
Yep.
and they're
And-
watching...
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Oh, A Christmas Carol,
Oh, yeah, it's for Christmas Carol, yeah.
1938.
Yep.
Christmas Carol, the old version.
But that's where they had the bonding, and that's where we seem to remember more romantic stuff happening.
They just fell asleep there.
They did just fall asleep there.
Yeah, that's like in
Yeah,
this
like-
version, it was just like they held hands and she fell asleep. But I was like, yeah, but when you're fucking, they got a killer after you, like it's your friend. You're like, or yeah. I still, there was no flirting in this version. I don't know what the theatrical one was.
I
but-
feel like when they were in the theater, the one thing that I would consider flirting on Bernie's part, she said, "I bet that this place was a better place with you in it, a better world with you in it." And she says that to her, and like she looks her in the eyes when she says that, and that was still pretty subtle though.
Yeah. It wasn't like, I didn't see it at that. I thought it was just a moment like, oh. And I even said out loud, I was like, oh, but she's going to turn out to be there for her. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was just that, like, It's a Wonderful Life kind of, everybody matters. Like, every life matters. I didn't see it coming. That's why it was one of those moments I was like, what? At the end, and you heard my reaction. I was like, I didn't see that happening at all.
See,
Y'all gonna also tell me you didn't catch the gay undertones in the original "It's a Wonderful Life" between George and Clarence?
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. That did not happen. That did not happen.
Gay undertones!
No.
I wouldn't know.
No. Maybe Clarence. Clarence is a little, but not George. No.
George! All right. So then we kill some people at the party. Who gets off next? I remember having
I didn't see any sex in that.
Sex in what?
In the movie.
In what movie? Oh, who gets... I said who gets offed, not off.
I didn't hear a D.
I didn't hear it either.
Made me think of the D. I heard who gets
Get your
up.
minds out of the gutter, you perverts. You see, I work with perverts.
See? All right. Who gets offed Next. Who did? I don't remember. Well, they.
Well, they go back to the house again, right?
Yeah, and she. This is where that weird guy is, and then she's like, "Oh, I gotta talk to him. I gotta talk to him."
But you gotta talk
Her
to the dad. Yeah. And this is where this is when that second twist I saw coming. Because she went up and she's talking to him. He's getting angry. So you're like, okay, he's got some more. That anger was coming out again. And then they go down and they're dealing with the mom and the fucking dude. And then we get. There was a line where
he always leaves every night.
Yes, the mom's like, he's coming and going at all hours, and you hear a door shut, and she's like, see, there he goes again.
So I didn't see this coming.
And I was like, that motherfucker's the killer in this reality, and he's coming right back. And sure enough, he came right the fuck back.
So you called that?
Yeah. When we were in the theater, I was like,
I didn't catch it.
I leaned over and said, I was like, he's the fucking killer.
And then he came back in and he was the killer.
I was like, maybe he's gonna end up killing. What's his name? Like I thought maybe he. I don't know.
Killing Harry.
Yeah.
Henry, whatever his name was.
Whatever.
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry, whatever.
Henry. Something like that. I don't know. I was like, oh man. Yeah, he's like our Mr. Potter.
Yeah, well, yeah, all that anger and stuff. I was like, that's like the ultimate. That's a good fucking twist because you kill his only son. That drives him mad. Like he didn't have another daughter to keep him sane.
And I felt like how defensive he was whenever she would bring up her brother. Like that should have given it away, but it went right over my head.
See, I don't think that you should be so hard on yourself because a grieving parent is going to be like, don't talk about my son, get the fuck out of my house.
That does make sense.
Don't come near and don't talk about him. Like, I get
that part of it.
It fooled me for sure.
Yeah,
I get that part of it, but it was that combined with just the simple line of he's useless. He's never around. He comes and goes. And
I thought he's
the fucking killer.
As soon as she said that line, I was suspect of something. Like I thought it was going to come up later, but I didn't see him as the killer. I don't know.
Yeah, that was when I
didn't really like overthink it either. I was like, that was meant to be said right there, but I didn't really think too much.
Well, at any rate, he comes in. He kills the mother. The boy toy already dead with the knife in his neck. Mm-hmm. And
that was.
This is another thing. Yeah, how many knives does he have on him? Maybe
that was like a kitchen knife.
That was
his.
Oh, was it?
It
wasn't his knife.
Yeah, that was one. Of
There was a lot of
like
blood too.
Knife.
Like it was. Yeah, there was a lot.
The killing the mom was decent. And then they run upstairs, and as Bernie's coming up the steps,
she's like, duck,
and hits him with the painting, and he falls backwards, boom, boom, boom. And then they got to cross over. And the typical high tension.
I felt like that scene was very drawn out.
Totally super drawn out. I hate those fucking scenes.
Very much so.
When I make a movie, I will leave that scene out. I will not do that.
You need like a little bit, but not like
a little bit. Right.
That was like
not
at least like 5 minutes or more.
3 characters have to step over this.
But I also think that's paying homage, like a little bit to like what's in every slasher.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of cheese in this that I appreciated, but also was like, all right, come on, like it was good. But this is the moment where this is where I liked even in the beginning where she pulls up his mask. I'm like, they never freaking pull up their mask,
right.
But she did.
Well, that's where. So here's where she pulls up the mask, and it's her dad, right? And he wakes up and grabs the knife, and
like she had the knife and then she dropped it, and then he picks it up.
Yeah.
And also, we noticed during that scene is he just killed the mother, and we noticed that the knife is completely clean when he picks it back up.
Yeah, but did he kill the mother with that knife?
Yeah.
Well, that's
With
knife.
his,
I mean, unless he
blade,
has a whole bunch of these knives.
I said,
maybe he's got more than one.
Or
Or
he
was
used
it
a kitchen knife
for her too?
in there.
Why would he use that on them and not the angel
Or
knife?
he pulled a scream and they cut that scene out too, where he
does
does this.
it, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we would have seen it on his. He's got a white costume, so
I don't know, it was really clean.
the white costume was clean throughout a lot of the movie. That
There were
would
only
be
a couple scenes where it was covered in blood.
Yeah, there was the one scene where we saw.
There was
the
that
splat.
one where it like splats all over.
All
Yeah,
over.
it's
That was a
so
good one.
cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a really good one.
Yeah, in the beginning.
The splat on the window was good when you got the guy with the axe.
That was a good one too.
and
Yeah.
that shit was like that sprayed up on
Yeah.
the window while the party was going on. That was a good
Yeah,
one.
there was some good,
Yeah.
good sprays.
But all right, so then we're at.
Well, that brings
dad.
me to that beginning when he cuts the throat. I was like, that was so weak because he was still looking at him, and if you're cutting that and you're still breathing, it sprays a lot more, and it was just dripping, and I was like,
I did notice some digital blood during that scene. too,
yeah,
on
it
the
was like
clothes.
digital,
On
yeah.
the clothes, yeah.
So whatever. I mean, some of them were like
It was well done.
cool kills, definitely.
See, the thing that bothered me about that first kill is like the way that he slices the throat really slowly. It doesn't look like he's making any contact.
Right.
It looks like
That's
he's
what-
slicing into nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can
I
see
agree.
like he's
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
kind of shaky in there. I'm just like,
It didn't seem
Yeah.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, where they tried to stack it
Yep.
so that you can't see that there's a gap there.
yeah.
With the camera angle, like
But you could see he wasn't using pressure.
Just the way that it
because
that
they don't
he's
want to put any
moving,
pressure
yeah.
on the appliance that's on the neck. There's
Yeah.
it's a
Because
prosthetic.
there's a whole thing in
appliance.
there
Yep.
spurting the blood
they
out
don't-
and everything.
Yep,
Like
yep,
it's
yep.
complicated.
I don't know. Yeah.
I've had one before on my neck as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Doug Sackman,
Oh.
special effects artist extraordinaire, Trauma among other things. But yeah, Doug had me. What was the movie?
I'm just gonna ask.
Cut, Shoot, Kill. It's the opening scene where it's a movie about where a guy actually, this crazy director, is actually killing people on his set to make his movie. But I get killed by this the girl. She beats me in the head with a rock and then stabs me with a piece of glass, and that's when you see like I'm laying on the ground and there's like pumps of blood.
That's awesome.
I want to get stabbed in the neck.
It's not fun.
In a movie.
You're laying there, you got tubes running up through here.
Yeah, it's a whole
The blood
complicated
is
thing.
I know.
sticky
Yeah.
and cold, and you're
Oh,
outside.
never mind, I'm out,
and it's
I'm out with the
cold,
cold, I'm out.
and you're laying in the dirt on a fucking old ass barn floor,
All right.
and it's just,
I take it back. I
There's
take it back,
bugs
people.
and dirt and
See, I said
sticky
it now,
blood
and you'll
everywhere.
probably hold it against me later. You'll be like, remember that time? I take it back.
Hell,
Do, like,
it sounds
an
like
indoor horror movie for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Or in the summer.
fun. Yeah, summer,
No,
summer
there's bugs.
filming.
Never mind.
Yep. you
No,
gotta-
it'll be indoor. Blue screen that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we get the? So she kills the dad. Well, she realizes she has to kill the dad to go back. That's what they get away. Gail gets killed at one point. Oh no, Gail doesn't get killed yet. They set the trap.
Yeah.
They realize they have to kill the dad for her to get back before the Aurora Borealis disintegrates, it goes away, whatever. Else.
Yep.
She'll be trapped there forever. So she's got to kill the killer so that she can go back. So they set the trap at the movie theater. And for some reason, the couple show up too, and
Yeah.
they're just like, what the hell? They were just there to be fodder, to get killed, and
Yeah.
just to give you, we always come here conveniently enough because it's our anniversary. And then they fucking, thank God we have some more people to kill. Yeah.
Third anniversary.
So when they realize, like, they think it's the killer, but it's actually the couple. Mm-hmm. And then Catherine Isabel goes out of the theater, and we hear her, and she comes back in stabbed, and that's the end of her. And then
That
the
was sad
killers
because I
leave.
really loved her as a character.
Yeah, she was a great character. Aunt Gail was
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, I really liked her too.
She was like that cool aunt, you know?
Exactly, and she played that perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
And she's always good. Catherine Isabel's been in a bunch of stuff recently I've seen. She's been really good. So she dies, and the lights go out, And then we get the camera flashing gag where she,
And I
That
know
was
that
pretty cool.
they've done this in movies, and something
Yeah.
that we haven't watched terribly long ago.
I don't remember what it was, but I've seen it before. But it was
Yeah.
a fun little, like,
I
all
like
the lights are
that.
out, so she's flashing the camera, taking pictures so that she can kind of see. And this is where we see our couple get killed because the fodder, they showed up at just in time to get knife brutally
Yeah, it was
murdered.
cool.
So we had some kills here, along with Aunt Gail, who dies. I mean, she gets stabbed off camera, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, but it was like her coming back, and as she's
Yeah, she's got
dying,
the
she's
knife
like
in her.
warning them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just hate,
you can't kill everyone on screen.
I know, but Catherine Isabel deserves to die on screen.
I felt like it was pretty
If I-
impactful, like that she comes in already like stabbed, because I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Like it caught me off guard
did catch
completely.
me
Once you
guard,
leave a
'cause you're
room,
like-
I was like,
Yeah,
she's
right.
leaving.
How did we not realize? Yeah, how did we not
Yeah.
realize she was leaving? She's gonna die.
She
Damn.
says something like, I'm going, like, I don't know. I'm like, don't leave.
So yeah, that's the end of them, and then we get. There's
She
like a
goes
fight. Well,
and-
the broom breaks, and she has.
Oh,
she
this
hits
was
him with the
cool.
broom.
Yeah.
And it breaks. And
This
we
was
see it
very
come to a
smart
point.
on her point.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and she the let's all go to the lobby commercial comes on.
Yeah. Go to the
Go to
lobby!
the lobby. Yeah, yeah.
Let's
So
all
Scrooge
go
go to the
to
lobby.
the
So
lobby.
Winnie's running up the stairs, like around this staircase, and we see her just disappear around the corner. And here comes the angel goes running up around the staircase, and then we cut to around the corner, and Winnie is down on the ground on the steps,
Just holding it.
holding the
Broken
handle, and it's sticking straight up, and just runs right through the angel with his own.
So, I gotta be like, movie downer.
Yeah,
with
go ahead, do
this.
your thing, Dr. Jones. Go ahead.
Because this is not the first time that this type of thing has
Oh,
been done.
Dr. Jones, tell
you
us how
could-
it's done, Dr. Jones.
How fast is this man running that he's going to fall into
Got a lot
a
of
broom
momentum.
handle?
Oh.
Even if it. No, like it would have to be like a knife. Like, I mean, it would hurt. Like, it would get you.
Yeah.
It's not going to spear you.
He goes into it kind of slowly too. Like I feel
It's
like
just-
there's not enough.
Look, I get it. I was like,
Momentum.
ooh, I like this. Like in the movie world, I liked that she wasn't just running away and like she's like got a plan, you know, and she's here
You
and she's
tell him,
ready.
Dr. Jones.
Okay.
You tell him.
Stop, that's my arch nemesis.
I know, I short round your arch nemesis. I round short for
You're gonna get us killed.
copyright purposes.
Yeah, around sure. No, but I was like, okay, it's not like he fell from 30 feet up in the air onto something like that. Like when they do that in movies, that's real. Her just sitting on the step like this, like what would have happened is like physics. He would have fallen onto it. Yeah, he may have had like a little.
He would have had
poke.
like a puncture.
She would have
but-
gotten hurt in her ribs too because he would have fallen on her. Like
And she did have it up like against herself too, didn't she?
that would not have, unless he got thrown into that. Him running, he would not have impaled himself. You
All
don't.
right.
You cannot. You go run into something and see if
All
you can
right.
impale
I
yourself.
will pass, Dr. Jones. I will take your word for it.
No,
I will defer to your medical expertise, Dr. Jones.
I think it's just like common
Oh,
sense
Dr. Jones!
and physics.
It's me, round short. Don't cancel me.
Oh God, I hate round short.
All right, well, she spears him at any rate,
Yeah, and it was a cool scene. For movie world, yeah, love it. But yeah,
and he dies, and she takes off the mask, and it's her dad, and nothing happens, right?
well,
And
she goes to the
back
spot,
yep,
and she's like, first off, I don't know if you guys did this the first time, but she's going, I want my life back. I want to go home. And I was like, say, I wish I was born. Say, I wish I was born. Like, I was like, why is she saying all these other things? I was like, maybe it's not working because you're saying the wrong thing. Did you think that? Did you think she was saying all these weird-
maybe. I was just like,
Well, I thought originally
I
was
just
like,
knew it
she-
wasn't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work the first time.
I knew she had to kill the other one. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I knew that when she went back. But still, in that moment, I was like, why are you saying that? Like, why are you saying all these other phrases except the opposite of what you said to get there? Like, you always do the opposite of what you said to get there.
Yeah, but again,
I don't know.
It's I knew it wasn't going to work regardless, so it was just a matter of time anyway. It was just going through the motions for me.
It irked me a little bit.
We're going through the motions to realize that she's not going home yet. She's still got one more lesson to learn here.
Yeah. And that's when we find out Bernie was going to end it.
Yep. And this was going to be Bernie's. Bernie confesses to her that it was going to be her last Christmas.
Yeah.
She was tired of being picked on. And
again, furthering my thoughts on that she just needed a friend. But I just didn't see. It was, again, go on. Yeah.
At any rate, she has to go.
She's like, I gotta go kill Henry.
Yep, Justin Long.
Yeah.
Justin Long can't escape unscathed. It's a horror movie. He's gotta die. Justin Long must die.
What, are we making a movie?
We're making a movie.
We're making a movie! I see, I can read his mind. I just know. I know what he's thinking.
Trademark copyright, Justin Long must die. It's going to be about how Justin Long is to die in every horror movie. It's going to be Justin Long dying over and over and over again. It'll be like Groundhog Day, but Justin Long dying
We
in
could
different
probably
horror
afford
movies.
Justin Long.
Yeah.
I think so.
And that's all we need, because it's Justin Long must die. So it's just him
Maybe
dying
not now,
over and over and over again.
broke. Like in the future.
After Christmas.
After Christmas. We could probably afford. I see. He gets this spark in his eye. And he usually looks at me like, are you ready? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're thinking.
Justin Long must die. Get ready. I need to reach out to Justin's agent.
No, but not yet. Let's write it first.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Copyright, IP, belongs to me. Justin Long must die. Me and Justin Long gonna split it.
Oh, what was that movie? Something Tucker, John Tucker Must Die?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't a horror movie. That was a comedy.
No, I know, but
Yeah,
that's
this'll
just
be
what
an
it made
actual horror
me.
movie.
It's what it made me. It's not going to be a comedy. It's going to
It'll
be.
it'll definitely be a bit of a comedy. Satire for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
stuff.
through the rest of this one. So he must die here, and
Well, and they like created like a worse universe just by killing, like I guess killing the dad. She goes, "Oh my God, we made it worse." Like.
yeah, and this is what I didn't. Here's where I get like. This is where I had a question.
Oh, I had lots of questions in this scene. Why are their eyes green?
Yeah, well, I'm on board for everything else. Why are they in a trance? What is going on? Is this a cult thing? And now he has them like mesmerized? They're all standing around just like...
Well, she says we made it worse. Oh, they're just staring. So they're so... It could have been they're just so numb to everything he's doing that he...
But I don't think that's it, because when she kills them, they all snap out of it.
That's what I mean.
They were all in like a
they
trance.
Were in
and
an
this is
actual
like,
trance.
oh, yeah, their eyes change from green to like regular again. And I'm like... Because at first I was like...
This was their eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, why do they have green eyes? Do they all want to be like Justin Long and wear contacts?
No, and they said, they kind of touched on it, like they were like...
Tell.
Oh, like she was like... They were in a trance, but I thought it could have just been like... They're all just listening to him, but I don't know. They make that comment on we made it worse. He's even more powerful now, or something like that.
Interesting. I don't even know.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, souls? I don't know.
I mean, it
They
was
never
fine.
explained it. Like, they touched on it for like a moment, but then
Yeah.
we don't know about the green eyes.
The green eye cult leader.
Because this is where the whole thing kind of got even worse. The whole I was not a fan of the whole ending, as we know, but I loved when Bernie hit him, right? And then she
both
goes
hit
in.
him, yeah.
But she hits him first, like, I've always hated you. And I was like, yeah.
I love to see
Well,
the
we find
anger
out at
come
one
of her.
point, because Justin Long says to Bernie, he starts ripping.
How's your mom?
How's your
Yeah.
mom? And
Yeah,
we come to find
And
out
she goes,
that
oh, that was who you walked in on your dad. You ruined her life, whatever.
dad cheating with him. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is where, if they weren't all in this weird zombie trance, like, his goal was to have everybody to do his bidding, right? Like, everybody just does what he wants them to do. He even kills his brother on that stage. They're all in a trance watching him, two high school girls, kick the shit out of him, and they're just staring. So I was like, wouldn't they like go to his aid? I don't. The whole thing, I was like, you have the whole town backing you. Why
No,
are
not
they-
really. They're in a trance. They couldn't necessarily go to his aid. They weren't like.
That's what.
They're just frozen.
If you're that.
If you're in a trance, you can't do anything.
That's what. But they should. That's what I mean. But if he was actually, like, I don't know. I didn't.
I don't get the whole ending thing. I'm not going to even try
yeah,
and pretend
I didn't like it.
with the whole like, little cult thing. Just chalk that up to the alternate universe magics and move on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, and they eventually snap out of it and then get
Yeah, because they kill him and eventually he snaps out. They all
Maybe
snap
that's
out
how
of
they
it.
get the people to like come to his events. Like maybe they don't really like him. That's how he gets them to come to his
He's got 'em all
speeches.
brainwashed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well,
Could
this
be
was
something
his-
like that. I mean,
This was his naughty nice thing where he would call people up and be like, "You've been nice," and they bring him like cookies and they throw him out and he lets them live.
Yeah,
The brother was naughty.
because he wanted to
He
leave.
wanted a
was.
transfer. He filed for a transfer.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
So he kills the brother and strings him up as their angel, puts
Mm-hmm.
the fucking costume on him and hangs him. But yeah, eventually Winnie gets him and kills him.
yeah. Oh, I just thought of another gripe
wait,
I
I
had.
thought Bernie killed him.
No, Bernie killed
Or
him.
Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie did.
Yeah. And that was another thing. I was like, I thought she had to kill him. Like, I don't, maybe I mixed up the wording, but I thought she had to be the one. Like, I got that impression. And I guess they just needed to
Right,
be dead.
and that
But I
would
got
make
the
more sense.
impression when she was, like, showing her about, like, oh, when this disappears, like a killer, he must have sent you back here. And once the lights disappear, like she said, the words, you have to kill him to send him. And she's like, oh, I got to kill him. I didn't think Bernie killing him was an option.
Maybe
so
him
I was
just
like,
dying is.
I know, it just didn't, it wasn't, that's not what
And
I
also,
thought.
that could also explain why Bernie remembers.
That is
the
my next
alternate
gripe.
universe.
That pisses me off.
But if she killed
That's what I mean.
him,
I guess.
if she kills Henry, that could be why she remembers the alternate universe. That's why she remembers everything. Yeah, so after she kills
I didn't like her.
and wakes up, when he
remembering.
wakes up and remembers everything about Bernie, she runs to her, and Bernie at first pretends to not remember, and then, oh yeah, I remember everything. And
I thought it would have been a better ending if she's like she said, like, you're worth it. Can I come in? Can I come in and talk to you? And like, and then you're like, she's like, sure. And then you just see them, you just imagine what happens next. Her being like, I remember. Oh my God. And I was like, oh, that's not how it should have happened. Like, you go back in time. She shouldn't have remembered any of that. She was not on that timeline. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
like the parents don't remember anything.
Yes!
Like, why would Bernie remember
don't know.
anything? But I think
Because
maybe
she
it's because she killed.
You're
Henry.
saying that, but
Yes.
then they shouldn't have done that because she shouldn't have
She
remembered.
helped set the timeline straight, so she gets the memories of it.
I get that. I think it would have been a better movie ending if she didn't remember, and then you just see
Or you
this.
just imagine it.
You
like-
imagine, yeah. You
Yeah.
just see this friendship or relationship or whatever. You just know that's the beginning of them starting. I think it would have been.
I think that would have been more realistic.
It would have been more realistic because you know that she's actually like depressed in that moment, and that would have been a happier ending for me to be like, she just really now she freaking saved her. Like she just ran to her house and
Saved her
saved her from
again.
killing herself.
Yeah.
That would have been a better ending. Like I would have felt better. I didn't like the whole like.
It definitely
I was like,
confused me. Like it threw me off. I felt like they did that
Stupid.
just to have that that friendship moment.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the only reason why they kind of added that in there. I totally agree. I feel like it should have been like left to your imagination.
It would have been a more heartfelt ending if you knew that she really just went back and saved her. Like
saved
I
her
was like,
again
yes.
the second time.
Because she didn't really save her in the second universe. Like she kind of did, but
She did, because she became her friend. So
she did, but she was the only one that kind of listened to her, and she was already kind of holding on, and it gave her something to do, and whatever. Like, but in the original timeline, she was getting like things really thrown at her. Like you really felt for her. So if she went
Yeah.
back in time, ran to her house, knowing that she was there alone. She opened the door and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And then she would have been like, "Can I come in and talk?" Like you would have just I would have been like, oh, she saved her. Like, she got there in time. She
Yeah.
saved her. It would have been a more climactic, like, moment. I don't know.
I think so too.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I absolutely
Just them
agree.
hugging.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Because it really doesn't make any sense.
Horrible
Like, it doesn't-
ending.
It was
Horrible ending.
sweet, but
It was,
I
yeah.
enjoyed it. Y'all are rough.
No,
You
no.
guys just hate love,
You-
apparently.
I love that.
When it makes sense.
You guys just...
Yes, we hate love. But yeah, when it makes sense. But that would have been, even if that kiss, like, it would have actually made me feel better knowing that they went back and she just started from the beginning with her, like, kind of like she's worth it. Like that, I would have been more believable than just now we're in a relationship and everything's hunky dory. And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I get the relationship. I mean, I know they're going to be friends, but...
They kissed lips.
Okay, but, I mean...
Come on, it was
I've
forced.
kissed people I've never spoke to again the next day. It's
Me
not
too.
like
That's not what. That's other things
doesn't mean
happening.
that they're gonna. It doesn't just because they kissed once doesn't mean they. All that we saw at the end was she invited her.
Have you seen any movie ever?
To her house for Christmas. That was all we got at the ending.
Before she went back in time, they had a very. It was like electric kiss. It wasn't just hugs, or it was meant to be, oh shit, we're kissing now. You don't just go kissing like all your friends like that. It wasn't like a peck. It wasn't like a...
Okay. But
it was forced. Yeah. And then the ending, I think that would have made more sense if she went back and was like, you're worth it. Can I come in and talk? Can we spend Christmas together? I don't know, I would have been like, oh, that's a better ending.
All right, well...
Writers.
Yep, take it up with them. I enjoyed the ending. Anything else we want to touch on here real quick before we wrap it up?
I want to note one thing about Bernie just as visually, something that I really enjoyed, and I think it really added to the fact that she was the weirdo, that she had this little welt on her forehead. And I just felt like that really added to, like, the fact that she's the different girl, because, like, I've known people like that. And, like, I just really loved that was a very realistic touch, is for her to have this slight little blemish on her head,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, and it was realistic, and I thought that was really, it was nice.
I noticed she had a
noticed it.
larger forehead.
She has, like a little lump on her forehead.
I think I may have seen
It added to her character, for sure.
Yeah, I saw that she had a larger forehead, like her hairline. I was like, but she was cute. I liked her.
Yeah, she was my favorite character, easily.
Yeah, very like matter of fact and no filter, just like says things
And she's definitely like the weird girl, and she's I've known people like that. I've been that weird person,
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, yeah, that's a very realistic take on like someone who's different.
Yeah, and when what's her name goes back in this ending that I hate, and she's like, "Yeah, you weirdo," and she's like, "You never call me that again." I was like, "That's how we're ending this movie." Okay. All right.
Well,
So, yeah, I liked the movie overall.
yeah, we all still recommend it, whether you like the ending or you don't like the ending. We still recommend people watch it. So it's a good Christmas horror.
Definitely, yeah. It's like a fun slasher. And, like, to see all the little, like, things with, like, It's a Wonderful Life, like, I like that. I like,
See, at the end when she's running down to get her, is she runs through town.
I was like, that's Bedford Falls. That's what George Bailey did. And he's, like, kissing people. And like, this is back, because everything was Potter County in the bad verse there. So, Oh, wait, did the town have a different name in this one? No, it didn't have, nothing, because it was only like a year later or something.
Yeah.
Did it didn't have a
still
different
Angel
town?
Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, still Angel Falls.
That's right.
So even though they crossed out Angel on the sign there and wrote
What's it say?
They wrote Demon, I think.
Demon Falls.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's cool.
If you look inside
I
the
see.
snow globe.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Poster.
That's such a cool poster. Like
I love that poster.
I love that poster
yeah,
so much.
I do. I really like this poster.
And not to mention, like, how cool is that blade?
Yeah.
Like, that dagger is
With
really
the angel.
cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the angel, like,
Did you
really
see
cool,
this?
really
I don't
cool
even know how I just got
design.
into this.
Another picture.
I didn't see that poster before.
What is my It's going crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. That's cool.
Swiping left
Wait,
and right.
that's like Scream
Yeah.
with a.
With the girl and the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
I suppose there's a mock poster of Scream,
Yeah,
a Scream
that's
style
cool.
poster for It's a Wonderful
I
Knife.
zoomed in and something happened. So, yeah.
Jane Widdup's character in the knife.
Mm-hmm.
So, very cool.
I also just want to talk about how awesome the angel looks. Like, this is a really cool faceless kind of killer. Like, he's got these indents for where, like, the eyes are, but, like, he's got this super flowy cape. He's such a fucking badass in the movie. Like, it's so fun to just watch him run around and stab people, because, like, just the way that the fabric flows, like, he's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was a great character design.
Yeah.
I just love that he's faceless, too. Like, he looks really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And fitting in It's a Wonderful Life, the angel is the killer instead of the guardian angel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Classic.
Clarence isn't doing the saving here. I wish his name was Clarence. Not Henry. That'd be funny.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our review of It's a Wonderful Knife. You can check it out now on Shudder. It's rated R. Yeah. Give it a watch.
Yeah,
This holiday
totally.
season when you're looking for something spooky.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
watch
it's
it.
definitely worth it. Yeah.
And once again, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell, all that fun stuff. And shoot us an email at
DeadsvilleHardTalk@gmail.com. Subject, mailbag.
Yeah, we'll do. Maybe we'll switch it up and do some different style shows. If you guys want to talk stunts sometime, that seems to be the popular subject that people want to talk to me about. So if you want to send some stunt questions in on any of the movies I've worked on, or
Yeah.
if you have questions about how things are done in movies, how stunts are pulled off safely, or anything like that, you shoot it over the mailbag, and maybe we'll do a whole behind the stunts episode one day where I show off some of the stuff that I've
Yeah.
done over the years that people might be interested in.
That'd be cool. We need to make a promo so more people see this.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we're also going to have to do, it's the end of the year, so we've got to do our top 10 list.
Oh.
Top 10 horrors that we reviewed this year.
Yeah.
We've had 20 some episodes,
Yeah, we could do that.
so
We'll do that at the and then right before the new year.
right before the new year, I
Yeah.
guess, will be the last episode of the year. We'll do a top 10, or do our top 10 lists
So
of
like
one
the
of-
week after Christmas. Yeah.
I guess.
Or like, oh wait, New Year's Day is a Monday. Well,
No, we
we'll
should
see.
get it out before. New
That's what I
Year's Day.
mean. I just realized. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to shoot it before Christmas. All right. That's going to do it for us here, Fiends. Say bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Stay spooky.
Bye, Scream Hearts.